What convinced you to come back? I mean,
Yeah, I think it's been a frustrating couple of years. I think probably for everyone, seeing where South African cricket had sort of dropped to. Yeah, and it's just trying to get back into the system where I think now it's on its way up. I think off the field, things are getting taken care of, and we trust the guys that are starting to get involved to get us back to where we need to be. And yeah, from a cricketing point of view, to try and get involved and get us back to where we belong, which is in the top few sides in the world. And if I can help in that process, I certainly would love to do that. I always said, when I join something, I want to leave it in a better place than when I joined it, than when I leave it than when I joined it. And it certainly was that. I think when I finished cricket, and it's probably dropped a little bit now. So if we can get cricket, South African cricket back to where it belongs, like I said.
What has been your major focus for the last couple of days working with this group?
Yeah, it's just trying to get to know the individuals. I think obviously Bouchy and Enoch have worked with a lot of the guys, so they know them pretty well. It's trying to get a relationship with the players and getting to see how they're thinking, what they're doing, and trying to give them game plans within their game. Not trying to change, not a big one for changing too many things. So Dean Algo won't come out batting right-handed or anything like that. There's no major change. It's just trying to give the guys options and ideas against certain bowling plans, certain wickets that we play on, and trying to let them realise that you can't bat the same way every time you walk out to bat. You're trying to adapt your game, get them to know their game a lot better so that they can adapt it while they're busy batting. So it's not the spoon feeding way of coaching. It's trying to educate themselves so they can educate themselves while they're out in the middle. So it's a lot of off the field stuff, the mind stuff, along with some of the technical stuff.
A lot of people were concerned about the confidence of the team in India, and obviously when they lose the way that they do, that will affect confidence. Is there a way that you can build up confidence, in the dressing room or in these sort of circumstances before they get onto the field, or can they only find that confidence when they play against?
I think they got the confidence in South Africa. I think in India it was a very tough task to ask this side, which is quite a young, especially the batting side, to go there and play that hasn't played a lot in India and didn't have perhaps the game plans that they probably required in those conditions. But I think with them being at home, they know the conditions better. They'll feel more confident in the environment. So I think they'll be a very different side. We'll certainly be up for the fight, and I think that's one thing that all of South Africa want to see from South African cricket is the guys fighting. Whether you win or lose, as long as you show that you're fighting, and that's one thing that I can guarantee you. With Bouchy in charge, the guys will be. I think the guys will be okay at home, and it's just a matter of getting through that first period, getting back, realising that you're at home, getting the confidence of having the crowd behind you, and knowing that we've done the work. I've always said it's like studying for an exam. If you study for an exam and you're prepared properly, you've studied all the chapters, you go into the exam a little bit calmer, and we're just trying to make sure we've got all the points covered so that they can go into the game not as nervous, and know that all the bases have been covered with all game plans and all that we think England will come up with, so that they can just go out there and trust the process and enjoy the moments.
having said that, Jacques, the last couple of summers here at home, the pitches have really been difficult to bat on.
Yeah.
Do you feel that maybe the confidence, even at home, has taken a bit of a knock from those struggles?
It is, but we will have the knowledge of the wickets more than what England have. So they're also going to have to bat on these wickets, and I think unlike Indian conditions that do change quite a bit from day 1 and 2 to 3, 4 and 5. The wicket stays pretty similar throughout. If it's tough on day 1, it's going to be tough all the way through. So we know that if it is tough on day 1, it's going to be the same for the opposition. But hopefully we get some wickets that are good test wickets. I think we all want to see that, because we've got some very talented batters here that we need to give them the chance to bat on good wickets. And if we can do that, I think it's going to do our cricket good. So we just want good cricket wickets.
Jacques, sorry. A lot of the younger players especially say that you were one of their heroes growing up, and not just you, Mark and Graham as well. When Stuart spoke about instilling confidence back in the side, is that something that you lean on? Do you kind of have to temper that at all? How does that work in your role?
It's just trying to pass off all the knowledge that I've got. The guys are very keen to learn. They've asked a lot of questions, so just trying to help them along those lines. And yes, unfortunately, the only way you really get confidence is out in the middle. So not ideal preparation with us not having a 4-day game, but I think we've made do with what we've been given. that we've had some good preparation in the nets now. Guys, I think we'll have a day off tomorrow, and then we'll start again on Sunday. So trying to simulate days in the field, certainly from the bowler's point of view, and the batters hit a lot of balls yesterday. So as far as preparation is concerned, to get the confidence back to go into the game, I think we've done pretty much everything we can with a couple of days to go. So I'm happy that if the test match had to start tomorrow, the guys will be prepared. So now it's just about topping up over the next few days. So we're in a good space. It's like I said, now we just got to get the time out in the middle.
Jacques, in India, say spots 3 to about 6 was very flexible and so on. How important is it for you now to sort of get guys to settle in those positions, and especially someone like Faf? What do you think would be his best suited position?
Yeah, you're spot on. If guys are confident in the role that they've got, they know where they're going to bat roughly. It certainly makes your job a lot easier. You can prepare a lot easier. You're calmer. So we'll very much be in trying to get the guys comfortable in knowing what their roles are. We've spoken to most of the guys about how we see their role being played. So from a role definition point of view, the guys will understand what is required from them at any point in the game. And yes, you have to be flexible, but there's a certain blueprint that you do need, which we're going to try and make sure that the guys are confident where they're going to play and how they're going to have to play.
Jack, you've come up against a lot of England teams over the years. Where does this England team rank for you in terms of quality?
Yeah, they're a good side. I mean, it shows where they are in the world, and they've played some good cricket over the last while. So, any England side that comes to South Africa is always going to be a decent side. And yes, they've got some world-class players, but again, what we've always tried to do is focus on what we've got. And if we can get our processes right and have game plans to suit our game, to combat theirs, then great. But it is a good side. Let's give our guys a chance. We're a young side, and that's also dangerous. Our guys are going to come out there fighting. Like I said, with Bouchy as coach, he's already installed that fighting manner into them. So we're going to be up for the fight, and we're certainly not going to lie down. We're confident about the series. We believe we can win it, otherwise we wouldn't be playing. But it's going to be some great cricket now. Really looking forward to it. Like I said, hopefully the wickets are good, that the best team at the end of the series comes out, and it's not that conditions dictate who wins the series.
You're one of the best all-rounders that's ever played the game. Right now in the world, Ben Stokes is the best all-rounder. What have you made of some of his performances over the past couple of months in the World Cup final? There was that brilliant innings at Headingley in the Ashes. And do you think that Ben, in the rest of his career, can finish it as regarded as one of the best all-rounders to ever play the game?
He's certainly got the talent to. I suppose it's up to him how hungry he is, how far he wants to take his game. The one thing that's been good about him is he's done it in a lot of formats. And now he's sort of starting to do it in Test cricket as well, which has been really pleasing to watch. It's always nice watching, see how other all-rounders come through. Obviously plays the game very differently to the way I play. Do a lot more aggressive, that type of stuff, certainly with the bats and that. But yeah, he'll be a key player for them, and we'll have to have good, strong plans against him with both bat and ball.
Joe Root comes into this series as captain under a bit of pressure. Lost in New Zealand, didn't win back the Ashes, lost in the Caribbean early this year. Do you think Joe Root has a long-term future as the England captain? What have you made of this England team under Joe Root?
They've obviously done well for a long period, and like you said, he is under a bit of pressure. But every player goes through that, every captain goes through that, and they've kept him as captain, so they obviously believe in him. So we'll certainly try and keep the pressure on him and on England. It's probably an area where we'll try and target and make sure we try and put as much pressure on him. But he's a world-class player, so just because he's under pressure doesn't mean he's not going to have a good series. He'll no doubt be up for a big fight, and he'll want to turn that around, and we just need to make sure that we're on the ball against him.
Jacques, you obviously really enjoyed batting during your playing days. How much do you enjoy talking about batting? Or are you almost as passionate about it?
Probably more passionate, to be honest. It's I think towards the end of my career, you become almost like a coach in a way, in a senior player trying to pass off your knowledge. So that's been really nice. I enjoyed the IPL side of it, but that's only T20 cricket where you can't do too much technical work. You've only got 2 months to do the work in. Where Test cricket is nice. You can get stuck into the nitty-gritty side of stuff and the more technical side, and at least you'll have a longer period to work with the guys where you can really make a difference over a period of time where sort of set out goals on where we want to take certain players, and you don't just have to do it over 2 months. You can actually work over a period and see the difference that you can make to the players. And like I said earlier, I think we've got some really talented players in the side that we can turn into world-class players, and in turn turn South Africa back to being number 1, 2, 3 in the world.
Jacques, on all-rounders, it's not often England have a more established all-rounder than South Africa. How much work have you done with the guys from maybe 78 Keshav? I saw you doing work with Vernon. Is that an area that you've specifically targeted as a coach?
It is. Being a batting coach doesn't mean that you only help the top 6 or 7. We were very strong in Australia and England, where the bottom order actually played a massive role in getting us that extra 50, 60 runs. So if we can get those bonus runs from the guys at the bottom of the order, it's just as important as the top order. So it's pretty much working with all the guys, especially the all-rounders. They lengthen certainly your batting lineup and give you that balance. So work hard with them, because I think we've got some talented all-rounders that can really contribute more with the bat than I think they even know they can.
And what have you done with them specifically?
Again, it's a mindset, getting them into the mindset of not being just another batter, but to be a proper batter. So when they've got the bat in their hand, to think like a batter, and when they've got the ball in their hand, then they're a bowler. So there's no little bit batter, little bit bowler. It's now committing to both of them. And again, giving them ideas, plans, options, what they can use, how they can improve their game, both off the field and on the field while they're playing. Again, it's just trying to pass off that knowledge where it can help them develop into world-class all-rounders and play a small role in that, and make them believe that they are better and should be doing better than what they are.
Is this job interfering a lot with your golf?
It is.
That's the one downside, eh?
Yeah, but it's, like I said, it's given me so much pleasure. So I want to get South African cricket back to where it belongs, and it's a passion of mine. And we believe that the guys off the field are going to take off the field stuff to a good level, and if we can do it on the field, then we get a good balance, and we get the whole of South African cricket, not just the team, but off the field stuff back to where we belong.
Good, thanks.
Nice.